Hello, and welcome back to Cabincast Rambles. I'm Oliver, and I'm joined by Tan.
Hello.
And we are here to talk about Steven Universe. I believe this is the 24th episode,
Yep.
and it's probably only going to be message received,
Indeed it is.
which means episode 25 will mark the end of season 2.
Yeah, that seems about right.
About right, yeah. But
So
yeah,
last time we had
yes,
It Could Have Been
go for it.
Great,
We did.
where in order to locate the cluster, the Gems and Peridot and Steven and Lion went to the moon.
Yeah,
The moon.
they did. Yes.
Onto an old
moon.
Gem moon base, and Peridot showed them the original plans for Earth as a colony as well.
Yep.
Which went well.
Indeed.
And now we sort of know what Rose was trying to protect from, you know?
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed we do. It makes it seem much more understandable.
We joined them back pretty much exactly after.
Yep, we do.
Yeah. They've got their drill, they've got the coordinates.
They have.
And Peridot's in the barn.
Yeah,
just vibing
around in the
and
barn.
Steven's looking mildly annoyed.
Mm-hmm. He does not trust her right now. He saw that she took something. And
exactly.
Yeah. Is
It
doubting.
is understandable.
It is. Also, just a quick thing that I don't know if we pointed out before, we may well have done, that Steven's birthday was actually done after log date 7152. That's 078 and it's 079. But then they put it earlier. Log date 7152 is a much more upbeat and positive ending
normally
than Steven's birthday.
The right way.
Usually it's at least, I think, to be the order they come out in, but not always.
Not always.
But I could also be misunderstanding that. It's been a long time since I looked up how production code works. But anyway, back to the episode. Yeah. They go into the car and Steven looks quite suspicious and annoyed, and Peridot looks very nervous. She's not a
Steven goes to ask Peridot not about the thing that she took,
not about the thing,
as
indeed.
a clever ruse, but about the diamonds. And Peridot explains her loyalty and allegiance to the diamonds.
Yeah.
There we can see sort of Peridot's because Peridot's a very logical person.
Yeah.
Very sort of rational. So her train of thought might be because she says there's a reason they're in charge. There needs to be a reason for them to be in charge. Premise 1, they have no strengths. No strengths? They have no weaknesses, even.
I was like, hang on, Tam, you've lost me. But yeah, that makes sense.
They have no strength. They have no weaknesses. Yellow Diamond, the diamond that she's loyal to, is perfectly reasonable, rational, and efficient.
Indeed.
That is the reason that Peridot is loyal to Yellow Diamond.
Yellow Diamond, yeah.
Exactly.
She respects all that,
and I've gone through it in a sort of philosophical manner, partly because
Uh-huh.
it comes up, and also partly because I had to do a philosophy presentation earlier today.
Yep.
So I've sort of got it on the brain.
That's fair.
And yeah, Stephen asks, like, you sound quite loyal, and she says that what they have is just sort of like truces, but she doesn't really want to forsake her loyalty. She doesn't want to become a traitor.
Indeed.
And then Stephen tricks her into looking around.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
What were you going to say?
Probably something to do with she she's a logical person and stuff, and Yellow Diamond is like that as well, but perfectly, and has no weaknesses, and like she sees her as a perfect being, which we
Allegedly,
much later down the line
of course.
discover isn't true at all, of course. But that's how they are perceived to the other gems. And yeah, could probably tie that back into a cult personality thing. But then I guess when you are made for a specific gem, that also gets it a bit more in your head, probably. Yeah, but
it does show that any gem really can be swayed against the diamonds, because Peridot's not like anyone abnormal. She's
no,
just a Peridot, one of
she's just a
millions
Peridot
probably.
who spent time on Earth and with the crystal gems.
Yeah.
Like as far as she's concerned, at this point, all she's done is had a truce with them so that they can stop the cluster from killing her. At this point.
Yeah.
That might actually not be correct, but at this point, that's all she thinks it is. But yeah.
That's sort of
More
what
on that later.
Officially is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah. Stephen grabs the thing when she turns behind her and locks her in the car.
Yeah. Using the child safety lock of all things.
It's another really fun thing because, like, for a start, while the child safety lock is very useful, it also just makes me feel like Stephen still doesn't know how to get out of the child safety lock from the inside. So he holds it in much higher esteem than it actually is. Because while it is very safe for like a baby or something, Stephen's like, what, 13?
14 now.
14, yeah, I can remember. And, obviously Peridot's a technician, so, that's how she escapes, probably.
Yeah, it's
but,
true.
how could you do this to me? The
That
great
was
and
always
lovable
going to be.
Peridot is one of my favourite lines from Peridot.
Yeah.
She's so melodramatic about it all.
Like acting like she doesn't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's very infuriating for Stephen because she's like, I thought we were friends like you wanted. And much like with Amethyst and with Pearl and still with Garnet, she hasn't truly grasped, I don't think, what being friends is. Or at least she's seen it more as a checkbox. Like achieved friendship with Stephen.
Yeah, like an achievement.
It doesn't matter that
That's
I'm
funny.
still, not lying to him now, lying to him about this thing, and I still don't actually care about them. It's just the truth. I've ticked this checkbox off though. It's like no, Peridot, that's not how that works. That's one of the first times we've heard a really frustrated Peridot. I mean, not Peridot, Stephen.
Stephen.
Yeah. And
yeah,
yeah,
she, after Stephen threatens to smash it, she reveals
indeed,
that it's a communicator
it is a communicator to the diamonds.
directly to the diamonds.
Yeah. So she explains the
Which,
plan.
maybe you'd wonder why there's a communicator directly to the diamonds up on the moon base. I'm
You
sure
would
that's
wonder
just
that.
doesn't mean anything.
Nah, it's fine. Yeah, exactly.
And so Peridot says that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
she got carried away, basically.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much she believes herself at this point, but
Yeah.
she says that what matters is that she can help Yellow Diamond, and the planet can
All that
help Yellow Diamond. She
matters
looked at the
is
plan.
that I'm of use to Yellow Diamond.
All that matters, which
Yeah,
does reinforce that what you said earlier about cults of personality.
indeed. And wouldn't you know, that extends to pearl and rose quartz.
You know, all that matters is that I am of use to Pink Diamond suddenly does turn it into Pearl.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Ah, the
Gonna lose my
show.
mind. Hold on,
And
gonna mute.
Stephen, no worries. I'll just keep rambling. Stephen, this whole time,
There we go.
is
It's fine.
just like, oh, nice. His face is just like more and more shocked. Like, I thought we'd got past this. I thought we'd made progress. But, alas, 'twas all for naught. Um,
Indeed. Indeed. And so he goes and gets the gems.
yep, he does.
And
Yeah,
indeed, they are quite shocked about that, obviously.
yeah, they are. Why would a diamond
Amethyst is
communicator be on the moon base?
mad.
Yep.
And how
Yeah.
come Pearl would know what a direct diamond communicator looks like?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
um, but yeah, Amethyst is mad, and
Yep.
Stephen is very, very angry with himself that he's like
Mm-hmm.
thinking, I could have like risked all of this, and
Yeah.
did. I played a big risk and it blew up in my face.
Yeah. Um. And yeah, Garnet's quite, you know, slow. Not slow. That's not the right word. Um. Gentle about it. Um.
Indeed.
Amethyst is like, what if I got really small and went into her head, and
Well,
changed it?
Amethyst does say that, like, I guess you can't change how people think,
Yeah.
which is, that's kind of gem perspective, isn't it? Because gems are supposed to remain the same.
Gonna say you can't change someone's mind. Change your mind. It's something
Change
like
your
that. That's the
mind.
title, right? Yep.
Ooh,
Uh. But yeah, considering
that's
how
the whole
gems work, it
show.
wouldn't actually matter getting into their head anyway because it's not really a head. So yeah,
True.
and assumedly you can't get smaller than your gem. So this is
Yeah,
irrelevant.
we see that.
But yeah, but Steven's like, I
Yeah,
don't
Garnet
want
says
to.
how Steven's sort of like Rose.
Yeah, exactly. Um, yeah, he doesn't want to tell Peridot this is what you should think. He just wants Peridot to realize that, you know, the diamonds just want to destroy the Earth, and that's not a good thing. Because she did seem to get that.
Yeah.
Then she was like, "No, yeah, that's great. That's what it's for. It will be useful for Yellow Diamond." Um,
Hmm.
but no.
Yeah, well, just telling people what they should think isn't really that useful.
No.
In comparison to
Yeah.
giving
I mean,
them
that's
the available information and letting them figure it out.
exactly. That's, like often these days, you've got people who have one opinion, and you've got people who have another opinion. And as soon as one person says one opinion, such as, you know, something, people with the other opinion
No,
or a
go
different opinion
ahead.
are like, no, this is why you're wrong. And so there. Um, and rarely, and I mean, this is particularly prevalent because of social media just being built around arguments and controversy, basically, unfortunately. But, you know,
Yeah.
rarely
Plus, on
people
like
have,
Discord calls, you can't tell people's
you can't read people's faces
like
and stuff like
you
that as
can't
well.
read
It's
their
harder to
faces and
say.
body
Yeah,
language.
yeah, exactly. But like, rarely is it an actual discussion of, okay, well, why do you think this? And well, actually, does this thing, um, like, okay, I do have an example. Like a few months back when I
Oh,
joined a Discord call with you and Dan, and you were talking about how I'd shown you many wonderful and great shows over the years, and also Star Wars Rebels. And I was like, oh, and I think back to that a lot of the time. One, because I still vehemently disagree, but two, because it's like, yeah, but you didn't really exactly give Town the time to explain why they thought that, and you didn't really put forward your points either. So just don't just do the better, be more logical, and don't just be annoyed about it. Um, and all that
I'm
kind
not
of
really
stuff.
sure what you're saying, but who you're directing this to, but I'm sure. I
Probably
apologize.
myself. No, because what I mean is like at the time it was like I just had a knee-jerk reaction, like people often do. She's like, well, I disagree. So, instead of actually just being like, oh, well, yeah, fair enough. Why do you think that? And having a discussion where people actually get both of their points across. Like when I told you that
Yes,
I
fair.
really, really hated that final episode of Volume 8.
Yes,
You were
yes.
just like, what? I can't believe you would think this. Screw you, Ollie. Rah. Um, it's like, oh, well, that's interesting. I liked it because of this thing, this thing, this thing. And then from reading that, I was like, okay, I can understand that. I still don't agree. I still think blah 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 blah, and I can't agree with that. But I understand where you're coming from, and that does make sense.
I also understand where you're coming from.
Exactly. And I think
But then,
lots of
like,
time people might still have different perspectives by the end, but if you could at least respect where someone else is coming from, it's just nicer. Obviously, when it comes to destroying a
but
planet
then,
and not destroying a planet, it's a bit more complicated than that. So
like, I also get it because I'm not always in the mood to talk about.
for sure,
Sometimes I just don't want the thing I like to be criticized, and
yeah,
that's
exactly.
also okay.
That's also fair enough. Exactly, absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
like that's just not always a fun conversation to have.
No, it's not at all. That I
So it
mean,
goes
that's
both
slightly
ways.
derailed. Uh, it was still
Slightly,
relevant, kind of,
perhaps.
but yeah, I can't remember the point I was trying to make. It was in there somewhere. I'm sure you can figure it out. Uh, and by you I mean the listener, not you specifically, Dan. Um, oh yeah, no, it's about like not just screaming at someone and shoving your opinion in their face, and telling them what to think, because that's never really gonna make
Oh,
people
yeah, this
believe
is
that.
about.
It's about discussing
I
and
don't want to tell her what to do. She should just
yeah,
know.
exactly. Um,
Yeah. Paradise
yeah.
Escapes.
Yes.
In
And
a
say
big
that's where
robot.
the comparison ends because destroying a planet and not is quite a black and white line, whereas liking a TV and show is a lot more grey. So the comparison ends there. Because if you put
Yeah,
on the
it's a
I
little
don't want to
different.
tell her what to think, she should just know. That yeah, so I don't want to tell Chan that Rebels is good. They should just know it's good. That's not how that works. Um, but yeah, Peridot escapes. Um, because she's still
It's
got
the
a giant
same the other
robot.
way though. So
It's also true, of course, but
does have a giant robot.
she's a giant robot which they set up in the giant robot episode,
They did. Very cool
and
comeback.
the invisible rotary shield was
Which
no match for Peridot. Which is
indeed.
hilarious.
So yeah, Amethyst shapeshifts into a helicopter in order to get back at them.
Yes.
At Peridot. I
One
think
of her
that's the
more.
first time we see it.
Yeah, I think so. It's one of her more confusing transformations. I'm like, does this work? How does this work? I'm not sure how this works. Like when she's a car seat as well.
Yeah.
But that one makes it slightly more
Car
sense
seat.
because that one can't fly. But a helicopter can fly. But I'm sure it's fine. They save the communicator, and then Peridot grabs the communicator and runs away, which enrages Amethyst more, and then she becomes a helicopter.
Yeah.
And Steven's just
in the meantime just sort of moping.
Yeah. That is exactly what he's doing.
They
Mm-hmm.
they don't really like make him feel better, but they just say
No.
there's currently
Garnish
more
is like,
important
not now.
things.
Yeah, and Pearl just like, it's fine, you can be sad all you want once we're back at the temple. Which is not quite
a very
the
good
point we were
worldview.
going for. So yeah, they
the thing is,
catch up
when they get back to the temple, it's all changed. There's no reason to feel horrible.
It has.
So,
indeed. But yeah, they catch up to Peridot. They dogpile on the robot, but she escapes through the arm. But Steven notices the escape and chases after her. And Bear hugs her.
Exactly.
She is now grappled.
She's now grappled. She's got to do an opposed strength roll.
Indeed.
And unfortunately, Peridot doesn't have a whole lot of strength.
No. But she has enough to activate the communicator.
Exactly. Peridot says that their issues is that they can't see logically because of their emotions. That's the whole thing. That's what she said about the diamonds too. They are perfect in that way. But then,
indeed,
she does open the communicator.
She does. She giggles hysterically and maniacally. And we
I
meet
wonder
one
if
of
she's
your
ever actually
favorite...
seen.
Right. Yellow Pearl. Is it Yellow Pearl? What's her name?
Pearl. I do like Yellow
Is
Pearl.
it Yellow Pearl? You do, yeah, cool. I started saying, I was like, wait, have I just invented this theory in my head? Or is this true?
I'm a big fan of Yellow Pearl.
Cool, I was correct. Yellow Pearl is cool. The pearls are cool in general. We've talked about that before, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, no, you're right. I wonder if she's actually ever seen Yellow Diamond before. Or not. All the gems are hidden behind a rock.
Yeah, they hide behind the old bot. And we see a little bit of the old it's not what you expect from the Gempire, that it's just bureaucracy. Who authorized you to make this call? And communication channels. It's okay, this is bureaucratic. Odd, but fair.
Yeah.
But then Yellow Diamond intervenes and takes it from there. And that's the first time we see Yellow Diamond.
She is huge.
She's very large.
Like, because, you see them and they're like, okay, sure. I mean, they're probably bigger, but they are big. And she is voiced by Patti LuPone, I believe is her name, who is not someone I know, but she is an American actress and singer, best known for her work in stage musicals, which makes sense. She's won 2 Grammys, 2 Tonys, and 2 Olivier Awards, which is
She has a good singing voice,
cool.
which we will see
She
later
has
in the show.
a lovely singing voice, as do most people in Steven Universe, which is good. She was in Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, Broadway. She was in Sunset Boulevard in London. She was in American Horror Story, in the sitcom Frasier. Other things, I'm sure.
Sure. Other things.
I saw one which I was like, yeah, that one, and then I've completely lost it. Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Not that one. Nope, I've lost whichever thing it was I was thinking of. So, yeah, but
Well,
she's
you
in
think
many Broadway things, and she's got a great voice. So, anyway, on with the
first
episode.
point of note.
Yep.
First point of note is that Peridot reports in by just saying Peridot and not her facet and cut.
Yeah, she forgets
Because,
about it.
I mean, yeah, she's been so used to being called Peridot, having her own name, which is Peridot, but it'd be like calling a dog dog. But then dog is still its name. It's still got a name. That she forgot her sort of government assigned ID sort of code, facet and cut. 2F5L cut 5XG. She forgets that bit. And then Yellow Diamond cuts her off and asks how the Earth is. And she says it's full of life, but like, sort of hesitantly. But, whereas Peridot's saying it's full of life in a sort of, this is like, in some ways, an uncomfortable spot with the idea of the cluster. Yellow Diamond just dismisses it in a sort of disgusted manner as organic life.
Yeah, it's like there's lots of stuff on it that the cluster would kill.
There is. There is.
But still saying it in a very Peridot fashion. It's like, stating a fact. But like,
yeah,
it is interesting to see. It
Yellow
really does
Diamond.
not take long to be like,
that's true.
Suddenly
that's
change
true.
our tune. But yeah, carry on.
Yellow Diamond asks what happened to the ship.
And
it was destroyed. Yellow Diamond assumes that someone did it, but Peridot, sort of looking at Steven, being very worried, she covers the tracks and says there was an accident.
She does.
Yellow Diamond then asks for progress on the cluster. And Peridot says that it's going to come out soon.
Yep.
And Yellow Diamond says, this is the one use that they're going to get out of the planet. And that a ship is going to come over to like take her wherever next, which is, what Peridot originally wanted. But Peridot, while she originally wanted to just leave the planet and get off the planet and head back to Homeworld for her next assignment, she says wait, and
which
doesn't.
Is what we thought she wanted.
Which is what we thought she wanted, indeed.
But yeah.
But Peridot's seeing that Yellow Diamond hasn't quite grasped that the Earth has a lot more potential as, a gem colony as a resource planet than as, well, being destroyed by a geoweapon.
Yeah.
And so
there's a
she
lot of unique resources on it.
tries to ask Yellow Diamond, to terminate the cluster because of all the potential resources.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really great about Peridot here is that she says that she came up with plans to like get Gemkind, spread their empire, make it a colony, but also while preserving life on Earth at the same time. She's trying to do both.
Mm-hmm.
But Yellow Diamond here has just said that she doesn't care about potential and resources. She just wants the
a
cluster
bioweapon.
and she wants the planet to die.
Indeed.
And this is the sort of, like, we've seen over the years, over the presumably weeks that they have been with Peridot.
Yeah.
Her viewpoint has been shifted. And we saw it so much in when she was singing along.
Yep.
To "Is there anything that's worth more than peace and love on the planet Earth?"
Mm-hmm.
That she, even though she sort of seems to change her tune after that, it's not necessarily what's happened. She still cares so much about the life and the ecosystem.
Yeah.
She just wanted to go about it in a different way because she was still loyal to the diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, she's sort of begun to have her faith in the diamonds be broken, and this is kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back, because Yellow Diamond here isn't, as we spoke earlier, being infinitely rational and logical above all else. She's saying she doesn't care about
Oh, we lost you.
Bam.
We got doesn't care about, and then I lost you until bam.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
So her trust in and faith in the diamonds has been slowly whittled down.
Yeah.
And she was, like, just earlier in this episode trying to sort of convince herself that she still believed in them.
Yeah.
But as soon as Yellow Diamond says she doesn't care about the planet and is not being
rational,
like entirely rationally minded here, Peridot snaps. It's been shown that they are not the perfect beings that she thought they were.
Indeed.
Right to her face.
Not picked up on that before. That's a very good point.
This is why it's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
She's been going on about how they are so very logical and rational and perfect, and then right in her face she sees the leader make an opposite decision. And if that had happened immediately without Peridot having met Stephen and had any of this, I don't know whether that would have changed her mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's part of the cult, isn't it? Sometimes when there's a cult of personality, if the leader does something horrific, they'll just try and explain their way out of it. The followers, they'll just go, "Oh well, I'm sure it's fine because X, Y, Z."
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But because her faith in them has been whittled down over such a long time, they're finally able to. It's finally able to break her trust in the cult leader.
Because, like, it's interesting because she's almost completely there. She still says, "No, I'm questioning your objectivity, my diamond." She's still being respectful.
Exactly.
Which she won't be very shortly. But Yellow Diamond just makes it worse and worse, basically.
Yeah.
Because then she just starts insulting Peridot, being like, I don't care what you think. And just be
Exactly.
quiet and yeah. Yeah.
Peridot only complies when Yellow Diamond shouts at her to shut up.
Mm-hmm. And
And
yeah.
then later Yellow Diamond says she'll take satisfaction in getting rid of the Earth.
Yeah.
And of course that's like even worse. It's even more.
That's incredibly emotionally clouded.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, Peridot likes the Earth now, whether she had
Peridot does
fully
like the Earth.
realized it or not up until this point, because then she's like, nope, I won't do it.
There are things on this planet worth protecting.
Yeah.
And yeah. She calls Yellow Diamond a clod.
Claude! It's great.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What a defining moment.
Peridot out.
Peridot out.
So good. It's so good. Also, just to quickly skip back while I remember,
Yeah.
when Yellow Diamond first shows up and Amethyst says, "Is that?" and then Pearl says, "Yellow," and then Garnet says, "Diamond." One that works just because all three of them are saying a bit, but Pink would probably have just known Yellow was Yellow, so Pearl
Also,
would
they
probably
just use
just
the
have known
pet
her as
names
Yellow.
Yellow.
I think probably.
That's why Pearl just said Yellow. That makes sense.
That's what that's my headcanon for it anyway.
That's clever. I like that.
Yeah. But yeah, back to where we are. Peridot kind of goes into to shock.
Yeah.
And just kind of freezes because she
Just rolls up in a ball.
does, and she's just like, I can't believe I just did that. And everyone's very happy, and
Everyone's very
Steven's like, I can't believe that I didn't believe you, and
I was
yeah,
so wrong about being so wrong about you.
yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, she wanted to try and change Yellow Diamond's mind.
Yeah,
But
didn't work.
she couldn't. And then the thing's gonna explode, so they throw it away.
Yeah, they have like they throw it to each other, and then it's Steven
Yep.
who comes up with the idea of bubbling it, and then
Yep.
Garnet just punches it into
Punches
the
it into the
sky
sky.
for a
It's
very,
a
very large explosion.
big explosion, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what you know what that means? That means Peridot is a crystal gem.
Absolutely does. Peridot is a traitor to her homeworld,
Indeed.
also known as a crystal gem.
Yeah. I wonder if there are
Yeah.
other traitors to Homeworld on other planets.
Definitely possible. The off colors as well,
True.
even though that's really not their fault, but
Not their fault, indeed.
yeah.
Bam.
And
Message
that's the
received.
one. Message received. Yeah.
And the message has been received. Yellow Diamond is a clod.
Yellow Diamond is a clod.
And it's a really good episode.
It's a great episode. It like yeah, the final episodes of season 2 are just they're just all good.
They're all good.
Like from the answer onwards, like Steven's birthday, like even though it's kind of not the main plot, is still a very important episode for Steven. And that's still good. Even it's like, yeah, not one I rewatch or anything, but it is good. And then it could have been great and Message Received are really, really good. Message Received is kind of in some ways where the season ends. Lock Date 7:15-2 feels more like an appendix kind of thing.
Yeah, it is kind of like that.
Um,
it's based like a diary entry because it kind of is a diary entry.
It is indeed, yeah.
And I'm excited to talk about that one.
Me too.
It's a good one.
It's the episode that I was like, damn, I really love Peridot, and then yeah.
And then after that, it's season 3
And
with
then we're on
Super
season
Watermelon
3.
Island Gem Drill 2-parter.
Indeed, which will probably be a 2-parter for us as well.
It could be.
Because
It's that's an exciting one to talk about because it's very. It's quite a change of pace.
We've got. I mean, yeah, it starts off. It hits the ground running.
Yeah, I think everyone likes the end of season 2, and season 3 has a lot of mixed. The start of season 3 has a lot of mixed feelings. I quite like it. I was
gonna say the first 3. Are all pretty strong. Yeah. I guess that depends on your feelings on the watermelons.
I like them, but I guess we'll get back to that next time.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about them yet. But yeah, not long till Mr. Grad. Very exciting.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
That is a good one.
But yeah, that was message received.
Message received. No Greg trauma. We've not had any Greg in a while.
Nope. Not since Steven's birthday.
Scarred for life. None of that stuff.
Nothing like that. Just a classic episode.
Just a classic episode. And we will leave our episode there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another slightly shorter one. But we still did plenty of talking about
everything.
Indeed.
Well, we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Cabincast. For more episodes, go to www.cabincast.podbean.com or use the Podbean app. You can now also find us on iTunes and Pocket Casts under Cabincast and on YouTube. The uploads here are quite behind. Finally, you can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Cabincast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.